which has been asked in the previous NEET or AI PMT examination. Okay, students, getting all concerned very much clear? Now, try to locate about this alternation of generation. This alternation of generation, this is of two types. Either it will be iso or homomorphic, or it is heteromorphic. By name it is very much clear. Iso, similar, identical. So what you are finding? You are finding that in homo or isomorphic alternation of generation, we have gametophyte and we have a sporophyte, and these both are similar, both are identical in external appearance, that is morphology. So if you are finding both the phases of plant, sporophyte and gametophyte, morphologically identical, then you will say this alternation of generation is called isomorphic or homomorphic alternation of generation, right? So you can put an example of this iso or homomorphic alternation of generation. It is very much common in algae. You all know, remember ectocarpus, alva, cladophora. These are, yes, this is your brown algae, but this too is your green algae. So what you are finding, this algae, most algae you can say, what you are finding in brown algae, ectocarpus, as well as in green algae, chlorophyce, alva and cladophora, both execute their gametophytic and a sporophytic plant body very identical. That's why it is called homo or isomorphic alternation of generation. But when you are finding that no, sporophyte is different by appearance, while gametophyte is again very distinct from this sporophyte. So what you are finding? You are finding they are morphologically not identical, rather very much distinct. For that type of alternation of generation, we have, yes, heteromorphic alternation of generation. So what you are finding here? Gametophyte and sporophyte, well distinct, morphologically. So it's called heteromorphic alternation of generation, right? In algae you can also say, yes, you remember brown algae, laminaria, it also executes heteromorphic alternation of generation. I have quoted this example to recall you, don't confuse that algae will only show isomorphic. No, we had example of algae, laminaria, brown algae, that will execute heteromorphic alternation of generation. Now, beside that, bryophyta, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm, and angiosperms. Yes, this will execute what? Heteromorphic alternation of generation. So question may come that which one is odd one with respect to heteromorphic alternation of generation, or which one is not correct for isomorphic alternation of generation, and your option may be out of this. So you can very easily now find odd one. Is it clear? Now I will talk about how you will recognize that, okay, sporophyte is different and gametophyte is different, how they are not identical. Let's see this alternation observation through their very good example and their figurative representation. This spore you will find also supposed to be analogous to seed in lower plants. Yes, you remember question came in AIMS as well as NEET that asexual spores, yes, these asexual spores are analogous to seed because these spores will form new plant body without fusion. Clear? So this is supposed to be analogous to seeds with respect to angiospermic plants. Now we'll talk about how we will distinguish the heteromorphic alternation of generation. For that, I will draw a diagram. Notice that. See, this is a very good diagram that will solve your so many questions. Yes, see, we have drawn here lower one. This is your second phase. Say if one phase is of 2n, so this is called a sporophyte. So this is a sporophyte, right? While this is your gametophyte plant body. Tell me what will be the probability level of gametophyte? What do you think? Just we studied. Yes, right. It is n. So what about this one? 2n. Remember? Good. Now talking about their different stages. So see, we have distinguished them, right? We have these different phases. You will get a very good glimpse of all different type of plant body starting from algae to angiosperms, right? See, what happened in the first stage, this represents algae, this represents bryophyta, pteridophyta, PP for pteridophyta, gymnosperm and angiosperm. What are you finding? I have drawn here gametophyte and this is your sporophyte. Question may come. As you are moving from algae to angiosperm, can you tell me which one is reducing? Or again, next question, can you again illustrate which one is elaborating, which one is getting more advanced? What are you getting by this one very simple diagram? You are finding how from algae to angiosperm we are finding that this gametophytic plant body is going to reduce. Yes. So question will come. Can you put an example of the most reduced gametophyte? Yes, the most reduced gametophyte is this very small stage and this is of angiosperm. On the same contrary, you are finding since it is very reduced, but this one is very advanced, very elaborated, and this elaborated structure is of sporophyte 2n body. So one phase it has reduced structure, gametophyte. Second phase, it has very advanced and the elaborated structure. Yes, it is about the sporophyte. So question will ask, can you quote an example of very advanced sporophytic plant body? Of course, it's angiosperm. Remember, if you are talking about a mango, see, this is the mango sporophyte, main plant body. Similarly, if you are talking about embryo sac, gametophyte, it is fused-celled structure. Remember, you all know, right, that it is very fused-celled structure. 7-celled, 8-nucleated structure. Now, when you are talking about the algae, what you will find? Just opposite to the angiosperm. In algae, you are finding this 2N is of only one cell stage and it is zygote. While when you are talking about this very body, this is your, say, green alga, Spirogera. So what you are finding, the main plant body is gametophyte in algae. So question will ask, can you quote an example where gametophyte is very much advanced? The most advanced gametophytic structure is found in, yes, it is found in algae. On the another part, just reverse, when you are talking about the sporophytic plant body, it is single cell structure. Yes, question has come in AIMS also, in NEET also several times. One single cell sporophyte is found in, yes, it is found in algae only. What the very reverse condition we have? In algae, we have single cell sporophytic plant body, but in angiosperm, we have millions of cell sporophytic body. But just opposite, we have gametophyte made up of several million cells, while we have this angiospermic gametophyte, it is fused cell, you can count on the tip of your fingers, 7-celled and 8-nucleated structure. So what you are finding? Yes, you are finding that body is going to be advanced in sporophyte from algae to angiosperm, and the body is going to be reduced from algae to angiosperm with respect to its gametophytic body, right? So, in bryophytes, remember, this is your Funaria, Moses, C. So, this is sporophytic structure made up of single cells, and it is going, again, remember I told you that 2N body, diploid body, will grow up by mitotic cell division. So, during that mitotic cell division, it will form this sporophyte. So, very smallest single cell sporophyte is found in, yes, algae. It is advanced in this form. Now, remember, when you are talking about fern, and this form is your, say, homosporous pteridophytes. Majority of pteridophytes are homosporous in structure. So what are you finding here? You'll find this is the gametophytic and this is the sporophytic structure. And see, pines. Again, this is yes. So we are finding here this is a whole representation of plants from algae to angiosperm, and it executes how there is very good reduction in the structure of gametophytes and how there is advancement, elaboration of sporophytic structure from algae to angiosperm. Now, through this structure, we have three group of plant body. So, this alternation of generation, or better to say, this one cell structure, that is zygote. The zygote will decide what will be the life cycle pattern of a plant. Either it will be haplontic, diplontic, or haplodiplotic. So we have plant life cycle pattern. See, first we will study about haplontic life cycle. Yes. In fact, generally we have three types of the life cycle. First, I am talking about the haplontic life cycle. So, see, what happens in the haplontic life cycle? In haplontic life cycle, we will find that the main plant body is haploid. The main plant body is haploid, right? And that you all know that that very haploid body is the what? Yes, it is gametophytic structure. So I am talking about this haplontic life cycle, and this is most common in most of algae. For example, few examples: Spirogyra, Eulothrix, Chlamydomonas, etc. So these are usually I have written the example of your NCERT, which is all three are of green algae, chlorophyte. Now we are going to talk about their life cycle pattern, how they are going to alternate from sporophyte, gametophytes to sporophyte, and vice versa. See, as I told that whatever the life cycle pattern, we have two important body. One will be the haploid body, another will be of diploid body. See, if you are talking about this haplontic, again we have first stage, this is gametophyte. Second stage we have sporophyte. Now this is very crucial what I am talking you. Okay, whenever you will go to the NCERT, you will find they will confuse you by their languages. Either it is free living, dependent or independent, dominant or not dominant, parasitic or partially parasitic or not parasitic condition, oversporophyte or gametophyte. These are the very common statements asked in the NEET examinations. Now, I am talking about sporophyte and gametophyte. You will tell me now very easily by your observation of this diagram. What are you finding? See, this is the gametophyte. Yes, this is body. Out of the whole, more than 90% of this body, and this is gametophyte. So, this gametophyte is dominant or short-lived? Yes, it is short-lived. Sporophyte, it is long-lived. Yes, so it's dominant. So, gametophyte of algae, that is showing haplontic life cycle, execute their gametophyte as dominant phase. So